yeah. Welcome, New Zealand. Matt from New Zealand here.
Woo.
Jono Woo, everybody.
Yeah.
Standard usual, just your two handsome men down here at 40B Cavendish Drive. We brought on another handsome man today, so we'd like to welcome Tani Toeke.
Oh.
Did I do all right? Did I do all right?
Tuaki.
We're doing it again. No mai, haere mai. Welcome, New Zealand. Oh, yeah. Matt from New Zealand here. Jono Woo, everybody.
Soundbite. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, soundbite. Danton's on now. He's on. Welcome to another podcast from 40B Cavendish Drive. Welcome, Jono.
Thanks. Welcome to you too.
Nice.
Yep.
Thanks. Right, so we've got a very handsome individual on our podcast couch today, and his name is Tani Toeke.
Two. Stand up. Aki. Strong.
I'm such a bad person.
20 minutes later.
All right, no mai, haere mai. Welcome, New Zealand, to another exciting episode of What's on the Hoist down here at 40B Cavendish Drive. Jono Woo, everybody.
Woo. Whoa, DJ in the house.
Bro, Danton's back, baby. Took him a couple of episodes, but he's bringing it. His A game. Welcome, Danton. All right. We're very blessed to have one of our great friends and amazing customers down here on our automotive custom couch, Tani Toeke.
3 weeks later.
No mai, haere mai, New Zealand. Welcome to another exciting episode of What's on the Hoist down here at 40B Cavendish Drive. I'm Matt from New Zealand, my co-host,
Jono Woo.
Awesome. And look, we're blessed and so happy to have one of the great friends of our channel and our business here, Tani. Welcome, Tani.
Tuaki.
Tuake!
We got there.
My reo pronunciation has been terrible, and I had about 5 goes at it, and I just couldn't get it right. So thank you, bro, for allowing me to try. But welcome, brother.
Kia ora.
Welcome, bro. We're so happy to have you here and be a part of what we're doing. So welcome. And look, the usual part of our show is we like to introduce the car that you've brought, and then we take our viewers on a walk about you and your journey and what you're up to. So without further ado, let's talk. You got a hot piece of Nissan action on the back of your trailer today. So what did you bring us today?
C33 that was built by Trent Albranch. Yeah, it's a pretty cool car. I can't claim that I've done anything to that car, all done by Trent. Yeah, first time driving it today, so it was awesome.
Cool. So obviously a fresh acquisition, but that'll all come as part of the evolving meatball of your story. Because there's been a few already, and this is just the next stage, and we'll get to that. But so we've got it on the hoist today. It sounds cool. The heartbeat of the machine.
LS the world.
LS the world. Safe, reliable power. Our first drift car on the channel.
Cool.
Yeah, so we're excited about that. Hey, our first,
and it looks cool.
Our first slider.
Yep.
Yeah, and really well put together car. It's pretty neat piece of
like
kit.
I said, it's the first time looking under it today.
After driving it around all day, first time underneath.
Buying the car. Oh, so awesome. So it was a pleasure to have it up on the hoist today, and as you'll see in the B-roll, it's a really well put together. So let's start with the heartbeat. The heart, obviously, it's a beautiful LS2.
Yep.
Big old lumpy camera jammer in there, making all the right noises.
Yep. Cam, valve train work, stock bottom end, everything else is stock on it. Yeah. That's about it for the power plant. I don't know too much about it. I'm still learning it.
So power plant's a beautiful thing, but power plants these days, they need a computer management system. Jono, what's it running?
It's running a Haltech.
And what do we do when we Haltech, Jono?
We page up for power.
We certainly do. Haltech, everybody. Woo. One of our favourite brands down here on the show. We love a bit of Haltech action, so it was nice to see that. It's got the Haltech dash.
Yes, so it was built in support of James. Support from James to Trent when he was building it for the Aussie World Tour. So yeah, he support the car during the build and supplied pretty much everything for the LS support package. The ECU is the LS Rebel, the Haltech LS Rebel, the IC7 Dash, and yeah, I think that's about all I know about that stuff anyway.
Cool. What gearbox has it got?
T56.
T56. Right.
Yep.
Cool. So it's a pretty stout package. What you were saying earlier, 330 kilowatts.
330 kilowatt. Yeah. Tuned by Brian.
Brian, he's NDT.
NDT. Yep.
NDT. Right. Awesome. So flipping a good tune, good heartbeat, solid platform for getting your slide on.
Yeah.
So neat piece of kit. Quick change rear end.
Yes. Quick change rear end. Built by Mac Kwok, I understand.
Yeah, all big. It's got a whole parts catalogue in the rear suspension, doesn't it?
Yes, all the Part Shop Mac stuff. Rear end, TSD lock kit, BC Golds as suspension.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So it's a really well thought out and drivable car, right?
Yeah. I'm still learning the setup and like how cars are set up, drift cars are set up and stuff. So
Yeah.
a lot of those parts are quite foreign to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got the big boy flipping sump in there too.
Yes. Yep. And AccuSump, which I think, by the sounds of it, they save these LS engines from oiling issues.
Right.
Yeah.
So a good solid platform to have fun and play on.
Yes. Finally.
It's quite impressive, isn't it?
Oh, it's very
A
impressive.
really well built car. So hats off to the tuner and the builder, really.
L Branch Fabrication.
L Branch Fabrication.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll drop a link to he's on the old socials, yeah?
I think so.
No, we'll find him. We'll put a link to L Branch Fabrication if you want a piece of flipping machinery that can do the job. So, yeah, real neat piece of kit. We love talking to people about them and how they've arrived, where they're going to and stuff, and you're no different. You're an inspiration to us down here. We love having you as part of the furniture down here. You're a breath of fresh air, and we love your energy. So I think, without further ado, we should start with your origin story with cars. What was the teaser? What got you into it, and what was your sort of first step into motorsport?
So my first exposure to motorsport was through Mark Tapper. And his dad, Jeremy Tapper, my old man worked for them years and years ago and for many years. And I sort of got my exposure to Mark sort of earlier on in his rallying career. Jeremy had bought him I think it was a Peugeot 106 or 105 back then. And I went to a rally sprint with them and I went out for a ride with Jeremy. But that whole, I was hooked from day dot pretty much to motorsport and cars and seeing all the cars that he had and his brother had, like that Jared had. Seeing that whole car culture through them and the level that they were doing it back then when I was only a shit kicker.
Endless amount of talent, Mark?
Yes, definitely.
And beautiful support from his family.
Yeah. So that was kind of my first exposure to it, and I was hooked ever since.
This is probably a good time for us to reach out and just we lost both of them this year, Mark and Jeremy. Yeah, and so we've already said it in person, but we'll say it here on air. Our condolences to the Wahenes of the Tapper family, the ones left behind after also losing their brother 4 years ago as well. It's been a tough ride for the Tapper family, and that's why we got Tapper up on his number plate up on the wall here, because we were a great friend to myself as well, and we miss him. So condolences to the Tapper family. Much love to you and the rest of the family.
We'll definitely be taking him on the journey.
100%. So you're gonna rip the brand. Yeah, rip the man. Take him with you.
Yeah.
Well, he's part of your origin story, right? So, yeah, we'll take his memory with us. So cool. So what a great way to get into it with an absolute, because he's a mad dog, eh? boy, can he drive? He was a flipping fierce competitor too. Yeah. So what a great way to get into it. And so where did that lead you? Once you got a taste from Mark and his father, where did that lead you to?
Well, to having a car addiction, really.
That's a good one.
Yeah, but when you're that young and like even sort of coming through the years, you're broke. You didn't have any money, so you can never actually.
I must be still young.
Same.
Hard times around here. But yeah, I kind of couldn't really do anything, obviously, growing up, wanting to be a part of motorsport or anything like that. Never really a support network for that. So yeah, it was only sort of later in life when I actually, I couldn't afford it, but I was making it happen with a few cars earlier on in my life. And yeah, that kind of just snowballed from there up into what it is today.
Amazing.
Very amazing.
Just sort of bring you into it.
Oh, thanks.
I'm here for you, Jono.
Thanks.
Awesome. What a great way to get started with a beautiful family. They're awesome. So, like, when you first started snooping around down here at 40B Cavendish Drive, we've seen a lot of things happen, actually. Best customer ever. Yeah. Best customer ever. Got an addiction to awesome wheels. Yeah.
Like these ones.
Yeah. First meeting was, can you do these custom made ones in these colours, bro? Because I really like it. Like, yeah, of course we get sold. No buts, no babies. And luckily for us, he's got an addiction to cars and also turning them over. So we sell him heaps of wheels.
Great customer.
The Minnie's not going to be watching this, is she? No, she's full support.
Yeah, 100%.
Awesome. So, well, let's take a little blast from our past for being able to experience one of your cars. Wasn't too long ago that we were driving a 1,000 horsepower Toyota Aristo.
1,000 kilowatt, I think you said that.
This thing you need to
Aristo.
When he comes back, you need to go with this.
Oh, really?
This is 1,000 kilowatts.
1,000 kilowatts?
Yeah, it's full. I said kilowatt on the. Look, it was Clay Wong. I had stage fright, you know, and I was trying to talk to him about somebody else's car, and I definitely fumbled that one. Yeah, I'm just glad nobody brought it up on the actual video when it was aired live, and everyone just thinks it's got 1,000 kilowatts. That was a big call, wasn't it? Yeah. Once again, probably the second time this year I've bumbled my words. Tonight I'm all about it. So yeah, beautiful car. How did you come across that? Because we're going to play some footage of that here, so you New Zealand at home can see it.
Snooping around looking for a car at the time. There are multiple cars I was looking at, but this one kind of caught my eye because it had pretty much, at the time, that was the whole GDR phase. Everyone was, you know, R34s were like 350 grand, like everything was literally on the, like, nearly at its peak. And I went and looked at a R32 GDR, bone stock one. When I looked at that in East Tamaki at Azak Cars, and I looked at it, and this thing had literally, you know, no mods done to it or anything. I was like, this car's gonna be boring as shit, like, like no fun at all, and I'm gonna have to put probably the same amount of money into the car to make it fun. And a lot of the time, the journey isn't as fun because by the time you get to the end of it, you're like, I've spent all this money, all this time, and it just, you can't appreciate it by the time it gets there because you're just like, it's the fun's gone out of it. So I seen this car and approached Lyndon. If we can,
shout out Lyndon. What's his company? Big Meat or something?
Big Meat.
So yeah, approached Lyndon about the car. Went out, had a look at the car. And when I seen it instantly, I was like, "This is cool as shit." Like, so, purchased the car. It's really admin having a car like that because they're so pristine, and you know you can't park it anywhere or do it. So it became a bit of an admin move to have the vehicle. But yeah, got the vehicle, did some work, a bit more work to it, had everything already done. So I was like, said to my wife, I'm not going to touch this car at all. But true fashion.
Of course he did.
Yeah. Weeks later, we're playing with it.
Quite a famous car, it turns out, too. I actually found footage of it in Japan from the original creator who spent the flipping national debt of most small countries on building this thing.
Especially to get to 1,000 kilowatts.
But you just got to keep bringing that up, eh?
I am.
Yeah, it's because
I
you
am.
burnt out your one joke before we got on the show, and now it's just pick on Matt. It's cool. I usually do it to you, so I'll take it like a champ because if you're going to give it, you got to take it, right? I reckon you've got at least two more in it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're coming.
So for you, we've got plenty of B-roll of that. So it pretty much, the only thing really factory about it was the body, eh?
Yes.
Because
Pretty much.
everything had been tattooed with.
Yeah. And everything on it was one-off. Like, a lot of the stuff you couldn't, like, if you'd backed it into anything or, like, if you damaged anything, it was super expensive because everything was genuine on the car. So it
JDM goodness.
Yeah. So it was quite difficult to, when I was, when you think about it, you want to play with a car like that, especially learning drifting. In hindsight, but that was probably a good idea that I got rid of it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drifting, that wouldn't have.
Yeah,
it
drifting,
would
the
have been
Aristo
fun,
would
but not
be-
for
yeah.
very long.
All it needed was a sequential way, and it would have been,
Yeah.
finished.
Yeah,
I reckon.
100%.
Yeah.
At very long gears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful car. Didn't make 1,000 kilowatt. made 1,000
You're doing it to
horsepower by the
yourself
time
now.
you I am. I'm cutting you out, but I'm cutting your lunch. Yeah. So when you first got it, was what, 800 horsepower or something?
Yeah, it was 800 horsepower on the high setting. But yeah, owning a car like that, you want it to be 1,000 plus. So
Yeah. You got it on the old E85.
yeah, we took it to Brian, switched it to E85, cranked it up, and it was healthy. It ate alternators like they were chips.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was probably the horrid bit of it. Put a UC10 in it. We put a UC10 dash in it because it kind of needed the aesthetic.
Yeah.
Then we
Once
bought
again, that's Haltech. And what are we doing with Haltech?
We're paging out for power.
Every single time. It was a neat car. Very neat car.
You got to drive it too.
I did get to drive it.
Yeah.
So imagine we're at Summer Bash. We got a little we get a garage at Summer Bash every year. We love supporting Mike and Tony and their event. It's just good. And it's just we have so much fun there. Tani and the boys turned up, part of our day, which was awesome. And then he gives me the keys and said, "Bro, would you like to drive it?" I'm like, "Yeah." Yeah, and as I was backing it out of the garage, getting into the flipping queue of cars, like there was a quite renowned Japanese driver there, no pressure, and I stalled it. And I'll never forget the look on his face as he
Suzuki-san.
as he erupted in laughter with a flipping, with a smile that went from ear to ear, and I was like, I'm just going to have to own that, eh? You know, you can't take it back, you know.
He actually knew the car.
Yeah, well, I think everybody in Japan knows
Yeah.
that car, right? Who's in the car world. The footage I found on it, like there was all these Aristos, and that was the centerpiece.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, I got to drive it, and it was intense. Yeah. It was intense, and I was being respectful, and I'd hate to see what it would be like if you drove it with full emotion. Yeah, having a bad day.
Or with no emotion.
Yeah. I'd have to say that put me on cloud 9 for about 3 days afterwards, telling everyone how I just piloted 1,000 kilowatts, 1,000 horsepower. Beautiful, and thank you for the opportunity. That was amazing, and it was a huge talking piece, for people on the day to come in, because the engine bay on that car looked like a jewelry box of all the cool things that we all love so much. Hey, flipping awesome. So yeah, ordered some custom-made wheels to extreme proportions. We did a custom measure here, 20 by 11s for the rear, 20 by 10s for the front. 10s, 10 and a half.
11 and a half and 10 and a half.
11 and a half, 10 and a half, that's right. And work had never done them before, so the testing took ages, and the wheels took a long time, didn't they? So in that time, in true Tani fashion, he decided he was going to move on, and had already flicked the car off before the wheels turned up, which is just wild. You've made a comment to me a couple of times now, because I was like, bro, why'd you sell the car? And you're just like, you don't get emotionally tied, attached to assets and things.
Yeah.
They're there for an experience, and you can distance yourself and move on. And I was heartbroken. You may not have been attached to it, but I know I was. Yeah. It was like, I kind of felt like I drove it for 5 minutes. That's kind of mine.
In a piece.
What are you doing selling my car, bro? The wheels aren't even on it.
That was probably the only thing I'd say out of everything was actually wanting to see those wheels on the car. That was
So you never put them on the car at all?
no.
But they will make it back onto the car.
Oh,
Yes,
sweet.
because the now owner of the car has now purchased the wheels, I hear.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, they'll have a little setup to do there.
Hopefully they fit.
Yeah, get these. Well, you hope he flipping squared it up right. The rear end's going to have to come up a bit, then we know that. Yeah, there's a little adjustment to be played with. We knew we were brave when we did it. We were just like, he'll respect brave fitment. And you were quite specific about what you wanted
Oh,
too. So I was like,
100%.
yeah, we'll do it.
Fitment is life.
Yeah, we're not scared.
We'll make it work.
Yeah. Put some chewing gum on it if there's a problem. So that's cool. So that's found its way down to the new owner. So what a neat piece of kit. So talk us through. So you're not attached to it, and then you've had a light bulb moment. What's happened? What and where did you go to?
Well, I like drift cars, eh? I like what they look like. Yeah. So, like, just the full aesthetic of how a drift car looks. And so done this deal on this Camaro that Dylan Woolhouse had built some years ago. And when I first seen it, I was like, oh, I remember this car. Like, it'd been built. It was, build supported by NZKW, I think, at the time. So when I seen this car, I thought, oh, yeah, cool car for a, bit of D1 NZ history. So I was like, cool, I'm going to buy this car and I'm going to go drifting. It's not as easy as it looks, eh?
It's like driving 1,000 kilowatts.
You made it look like 1,000 horsepower.
What he didn't tell me is he actually put it on the low boost setting when he let me drive it. So I only drove about 800. Got gypped.
And this car here, like the Camaro, so that came to me. That had, I think, it had done some dyno pulls at 1,000 or something, and there's a dyno sheet that existed through email somewhere. So I wanted to health check the engine and put it on something conservative that it could survive on. So I took it to Brian EDT. It was on pump gas at the time, so we switched it back to E85. Ran it on E85. I think I just run cars on E85 because I like the smell of it. I don't actually.
So how much is it per litre?
Oh shit, it's expensive as hell.
Just for the smell, though.
Yeah. You got to have the full aesthetic. The
Visceral,
car's sitting at the
yeah.
lights, not the Camaro, but the car's sitting at the lights, and you can smell. It's cammed, and you smell E85. You're like that is a serious
you don't get that from an electric car.
no, not at all.
No.
So yeah, got the Camaro, took it in for a health check, which was sweet, and then he ran it up on the dyno conservative tune. I think it was like 850 at the wheel, so it was still something that was way out of my league for drifting.
Yeah.
Not to mention the car was in a development phase, of having to, because suspension was completely built from scratch, and I don't know how to set any of that up. So we took it out on a track day at Meremere, which was probably the worst track to take that car to. But in hindsight, it was probably a good that we weren't pulling 100k entries on that car, because
No insurance on the track. Eh?
Yes. So yeah, we took that car out, and I pretty much had a decision to make after that track day. I did half of a track day in that car, and this is the first time driving it. and yeah, there was one or two things were going to happen after that track day. I was going to either sell the car and, you know, I'm done with drifting, my introduction to drifting, and
I'm having a tanty
Yeah.
and I'm over it.
yeah, I literally put the car on the trailer. I was pissed off. Didn't use any tyres.
I had a dream.
Brought a whole stack of tyres. Didn't use not one set. And
He did have a stack because we sold them to him. Best customer ever.
we took it out, and I was like, "No, this is not drifting." And like, we had a few of my good mates there, my brother and Trina Bina from Racer Products, and I said to him, I was like, "Something's not right with this car." Like, and everyone's, you know, linking the track, and my brother's first day on the track, and he's like, after like 3 laps, he's linking after he backed into the wall, but after 3 laps, he's linking the entire track. So I'm getting pretty frustrated in the pit area that I've got this D1 piece of D1
I've got the
engine
gruntiest
history.
car here.
and I was like, maybe it's my drive. Like, I just couldn't pinpoint, and I was like, I'm done with this. Then on the drive home, I was like, nah, I can't let it beat me. We have to either go 100% into this or just be done with it, sell the car, and just, I don't know, stick to my daily. So yeah, that was how we got to here.
Got to here. So, so the car development stage, it's all about, it's got so much angle, so even the mounting points for the struts and stuff are in different locations to where the original suspension geometry was placed for the Camaro.
Yes.
So it's had a lot of extensive work in that area, and that needs to be fine tuned.
And it was super wide. So my trailer is 2100. That thing was 2160 or 2260. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I think I saw a video from you where it was the tyres, you're actually up on the side strips of the tyre.
Yes,
it's like 50-50
so we had to
grinding.
back the trailer on and then use all these rubber mats to pretty much climb the front of the car up on the rails of the trailer. And then we were going to cut that trailer with a grinder to get it to back on.
A Futura trailer.
And no one would touch it. They're like, I said, can we cut this with a grinder? They're like, no, I'm not cutting that trailer.
That's a $20,000 trailer.
Yeah, that's kind of. I was getting frustrated with that.
Yeah, I feel you. So, car wasn't quite where you needed it, and probably a bit much work to do, right?
Yeah, too much for my skill level or knowledge around drifting.
Yeah. So that. So you bought another car, not this one.
Yeah, so I put it out. I put it up for sale, and no bites at all. It's probably that was and I was like, okay, this is I need to get into drifting, so we need to do something. So I was like, okay, I went and bought a E46 rolling shell that was sort of pretty much semi done, and I was going to rip everything out of that and put it in the E46. But again, I don't really know too much about this, so looking at all the parts that you need to actually convert these cars is not a straightforward conversion. So
no.
Then Trent approached me. Trent L Branch approached me with the Laurel. So and then here we are.
Here we are.
So do you still have the 2 other cars or no?
I've got the E46 and the Camaro is gone. Trent has the actually no, we'll cut that out because I think he's gonna do a reveal thing on this.
We'll cut it out.
Who's got it? Trent, have you got it? Trent, L Branch, you. When are you revealing it, G? What's on the hoist? Will come up. You can ask him if we can leave that bit in. Yeah. I mean, our viewership's not that big, and we love every single one of yours. So like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. Should we reveal it? Yeah.
So that's kind of where we are now. So we've got the C33, and first time driving it today was.
Didn't crash?
No.
Awesome. So you're always a man with a plan, and you're just bouncing on a mission. So obviously that's led you to want to progress in drifting, right?
Yes.
Because you were more used to, you were doing grip racing
Circuit
in
racing.
Australia, circuit racing. So you have a motorsport, that you have a tenure in motorsport built in Australia on grip, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like you're just diving on in. Well, he did dive, didn't he?
I was going to say, he's going from grip to no grip.
Yeah, flipping a 10-metre board, actually. I'll take it all back. Just straight to a belly flop or a manu. Yeah. Straight in there. But that leads you to your journey. And so you've got some goals and some ambitions that you've set for yourself. And you always set high goals, right?
Very high.
So goals, ambitions, and who's helping you get there? And what are they? And where are you at so far at the beginning of this next part of your story?
So right now, I approached. I was looking for another drift car. Prior to this one, I was in search of finding a car or a platform that I could actually start with, and after that track day I'd done at Mere, Trent Abina got me in touch with Skyzel, and so started talking to Sky over a period of time, and then the Aussie World Tour came up. Was talking to him about one of the E92s, the Eurofighters he builds. So I was talking to him about that. And then we went down to the Aussie World Tour to look at one of the cars that he had there that we were looking at to purchase. And he pretty much, from there, I said, what's your knowledge, background? What do you know about drifting and all that? And I said, I know absolutely nothing. I know nothing. I jumped into...
I'd stop you short there. You know how to buy them.
Yes, yes. Good looking ones, anyway. Yeah. So he said, "What do you know about drifting and like what's your background?" I said, "Well, I know nothing about drifting." I said, "I'd love the look of these Eurofighters though. They're pretty like smart looking cars." So, and he said, "What's your goal? Like, what's your plan?" I said, I actually really want to fully immerse myself into drifting. But I said, not so much for like the New Zealand level of driving, which the D1NZ comps are awesome, but it's not my target market or want to venture down that path of driving. So I said to him, look, I have an ambition to drive professionally, and I need to find a way to start a business that revolves around drifting.
Yeah.
Something like, what can I do to get paid to do that? Because it's definitely a path I'm going to go down. He said, okay. He said, what do you see yourself doing? I said, Long Beach, 5 years.
Yeah, aspirational.
Like, oh, yeah. I was like, FD Long Beach, 5 years. He's like, oh, man, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good plan. But hey, you aim for something, you're going to get nearabouts. So.
Yeah. You've got to speak it into the universe and go for gold, right?
100%.
Your words have power.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Speak it into existence.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And once you open your mouth, you're committed.
You better back it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So, and then obviously Sky, what's the name of his business down in...
Drift Academy.
Drift Academy, sorry, Sky. I did know that, but all day. Just things aren't flowing for me, eh? So Drift Academy, Sky. So he's been he's been very inspirational and helpful since that conversation.
Yeah.
So what have you been doing?
So he said we need to make a plan, and we need stepping stones to get to the goal. So we sort of caught up after that point and came up with a plan that I'll do Drift Academy and then do stepping stones into competition, and then from there, seat time, all that sort of stuff. So we he's in full support of like so much knowledge.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's so many talented drivers in New Zealand, but getting access to these talented drivers is a lot harder. And when you need mentorship and things like that, there's not a lot of it out there. Or, like no one really advertises mentorship. Or you come learn drifting from me.
Yeah, and I guess they're all on their own program too, right? Trying to evolve themselves. Yeah.
So and that's Sky's business, doing the Drift Academy stuff. So, and I think it's a real good day one type of like, and then day one, day two, like stepping stones to get to, I guess, a level of driving that you can develop on.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So did one day 3 weeks ago. My day one of drifting, drove one of the GT86s. Actually, very difficult car to drive. But hey, with the right sort of mentoring, we sort of got to a pretty reasonable state by the end of day one.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Didn't have a tanty and say you were going to sell it.
No. Sell his car.
Awesome. Well, that's cool. That's exciting, and obviously he's going to be a huge help along the journey. As is Mega Turbo Manukau, baby. 40B Cavendish Drive. We're behind you 100%, which way we can help. If it's alignment setup or flipping tires or wheels, because boy, he loves NKs, mate. I don't know, he's my number one NK flipping guy right here. And if you don't know, NK is my brand. Yeah, used to be the BDM for that beautiful brand there through White Chai for I spent 13 years in that business. So, you're speaking my language when you buy JDM.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So which is awesome. We're here to support. Danton's now going to get on board. Danton, our flipping absolute guru, who helps us put this show would be nothing without Danton's tech abilities and same with this business, the way he links our social media and stuff and bits and bobs together, which sort of leads us to the crescendo of this, because you've never really done social media or anything like that, eh? Yeah. And but you've come to the graphic realization that you need a presence, eh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you even know what it's going to be called yet?
Legacy DNA.
Legacy DNA. It's not real yet.
No.
But he said it with his lips. So it's going to become a thing. And Danton's going to get on board and help you put all of that stuff together quite quickly. And then we'll retrospectively put the things back into the video afterwards. Yep. So we're stoked that Danton's going to be able to help you on your journey. And that we're going to be able to support you too. And mate, Long Beach in 5 years, I'll be there. Danton will be there.
Can I come, or will I be working?
Ooh, hold on. Can you fly over for a day?
Yeah,
So
sure.
it's a long flight. Your missus will get you a cheap flight, though. Hey,
Yeah, I'll come. Yeah,
yeah.
maybe 2.
To be fair, bro, if it's on a weekend, we'll just shut the shop.
Yes.
We're going.
Woohoo.
So, like, our commitment to you is, mate, we'll be there, flying the flag, mate, flipping, absolutely going bananas. All they'll hear is Jono going, woo, Matt going, I'm from New Zealand. Yeah, that's our boy.
40B Cavendish
Yeah, 40B. That's right.
That's where those wheels are from.
In case, baby. Yeah. So we'll be there supporting you wholeheartedly, 100% on your journey, and anything we can do to support and be anything, eh? Like fitting stuff, all bits and pieces. We're there, bro. 100%. Yeah. We love, we just, 5 years happen so quick too.
It does.
So I'm watching my kids grow, and I think about where they were 5 years ago and where they are now. I'm just like, man, like 5 years, like my mate Scott James from SJS Custom Surfboards in Australia, shot Scotty boy. He gave me some great advice once. He's like, life, I'm going over here. I said, bro, why does life feel like it's going quicker? And he's just like, Matt, it's a percentages thing. When you're 10, 12 months of your life is a tenth of it.
Yeah.
It's what you know. So when you're 40, it's a 40th. Yeah, you've done a lot more. And so you're used to them ticking over. I was like, man, that is so wise. You know, it puts it into perspective. 5 years can happen so fast, especially when you've got a goal. So I reckon we'll be looking back on this video in 5 years' time going, woo, pack the boat, baby. We're rowing our walk into America. Yeah, it's going to be sick. So look, mate, thank you so much for coming in. We can't wait to follow you on your story. We're going to make sure that everybody that we follow will create a short once everything's live. So there's going to be, you'll be able to follow him on his YouTube channel once Danton gets that live. And you'll be able to follow him on his journey as he puts steps in place to achieve his dream. Which, like, who doesn't want to see that? Turn Shortland Street off, get on the hoist. 100%. So, yeah, bro, thanks so much for coming in, bro. We love you to bits and we can't wait to follow you. Shout out to your beautiful wife and your family. He's got more kids than I do. He's got a whole fleet, which is exciting. And shout out to them and their tireless support of you, and your tireless support of them. Obviously, you're a beautiful family, and we just love being a part of it. It's flipping cool, eh?
Yep.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, that's
Takes
right.
a lot of commitment from the family to help support something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh.
a lot of people don't realize, but the family actually, the only reason it happens is because of the village that you have to take to get to something like that.
Which brings us to shout out Prime. Hey, big fella, on your boy. Mate, I jumped in early with trying to close this off. What am I thinking? Carpehu Civil. Tell us about it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, shout out to the business. Shut up, Jono. 1,000 kilowatts. I did it again.
Yeah, so
Tell us about your business, bro. How's, because your business is obviously helping you get here. Carpehu Civil, what do you do? And if people need some civil work, thanks. Words of me today, eh? Damn it. Yeah, tell us.
so we're a small Indigenous contractor that, we sub to a lot of the bigger companies, your Fulton Hogan's, Downer, all the sort of, the bigger tier 1 companies, even right down to acting principal stuff. So we've done I come from a project management background, so it sort of helps when you have a small business with such big weightings behind it, your health and safety systems, all that sort of stuff. So having come from a admin background, I come from the ground, from the shovel, all the way through to the pen. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, did 10 years in mining. So I've done pretty much a lot of the aspects in earth moving, civil infrastructure work.
Awesome. Yeah. So we'll put a link to your Facebook page on that one so you can check out what he does and how he does it. Hey, yeah?
Do we have a Facebook page?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you got an Instagram. You got one. I've stalked you.
Whatever it is, we'll put it in.
If you don't, Danton. No, it's been a blessing to have you on, brother. And thank you so much for you live up on the other sunny side of town. It's a long way from here. So we appreciate you always coming down here to support our business. I know it's not a short drive from Silverdale to get down here to is it Whangaparo?
Silverdale.
Yeah, Silverdale. I got it right the first time. Shouldn't have doubted myself, eh? It's one of those days. So it's a lot of mahi to get down here and support us, and we're very blessed to have you as part of our daily down here, and your commitment to us as well. So, but we're in behind you, 100%. New Zealand, stay, lock it in. But it's coming. Yeah. Hey,
Yes.
Yeah, it's got to be good. Look out, world. We're on like Donkey Kong. So, look, Jono, it's an exciting time. It's your favourite time.
Oh, so sponsors.
Oh, man.
Danton's just a bit slack today.
Oh, Danton was too busy smiling, mate. Look at that fresh fade. He looks so good. Woo, that's hot right there.
The people at home can't see him, but
No, but Faith can, and that's all that matters. Yeah. She's a lucky lady. Oh, no. All right, so, Jono, would you like to thank the sponsors?
I would. Number one sponsor, Mag and Turbo, Manukau City, 40B Cavendish Drive.
Oh, Slam
Wheels,
City, baby.
Wheels, tyres, suspension,
Service.
brakes.
We
do it all.
100%.
Next one, Haltech, because we always forget about it till the end. Haltech, page up for power.
I don't know. I think we've definitely let the brand roll today because
Yes, true, good point.
two cars, two Haltechs.
Yep. DJS Cabinetry.
That's right, DJS for your bespoke kitchen needs. Call DJ from DJS Cabinetry. 100%.
Bespoke Kitchens.
Bespoke kitchens.
Yep.
Yep. Shout out to Oracle Autos. another big supporter of us here at 40B Cavendish Drive with their wonderful range of vehicles that you can see in Penrose. Martin and the team leading the way in quality used vehicles. So absolutely awesome. We just chucked another set of 20s on a Ranger for him today. Looking good. Looking good. So shout out Martin. Crazy, you're out there, Jeff. We appreciate you. Thank you for always tirelessly supporting us and plugging our brand. You're the man. And lastly, Tani, thank you, brother. Yeah,
Appreciate it.
here we go. Your clock starts now.
5 years.
Yeah. Good evening, New Zealand. Woo!